Hello, I'm Vince from We Are Airstream in Chandler, Arizona. Today I wanted to briefly go over the key features in this 2026 28-foot Airstream Classic. So we kind of start up front. You have your electric jack, obviously where you hitch onto your tow vehicle. Don't forget this is a level, but also you can turn this and you have that tool that goes in here. So if this manually you need to bring it up and down electronically, it didn't work, you could manually use that tool to raise and lower your trailer. Your 7-way plug, again, this runs your trailer lights, your trailer brakes, and charges your batteries when you're traveling. Then around this side you have that propane connection, so if you want to use your propane for an outside barbecue or fire pit, you could do that. You also have your propane tanks up here. The Classic, they're a little bit different. You have 3 sets of monitoring on your tanks. So obviously you turn your tanks on and off here. Again, they recommend 1 tank on, 1 tank off when you're using it. You have a regulator here. You can change to which tank you want on from the little nipple here. You point it towards the tank. And again, this will be green when it's full and red when it starts to run out. Also, you have regulators down here that tell you if your tanks are full or not, and inside on your C zone they'll also tell you. On this side you have a port down here for external solar, and then you also have a full-size spare tire underneath the trailer, and to access that you'll pull a pin out here, you'll pull this pin out, and that bar will drop down and just pull your tire out. You have your 2 onboard batteries here. They're lithium. And then to access your front window, again, you would unlock from the inside. You can open the window from the inside, or you can come out here and lift the window and it lifts up. And then these 2 screws on each side, that allows you to turn them a half a turn, and this plexiglass cover then will come away from the window. It's on a hinge, and you can clean behind the window or clean the back side of this panel. And then, of course, you just tighten those up and locks it back in place. We come around the side of the trailer. Again, the Classic has a lot of extra features. You have your doorbell. You have a lighted handle, which you can turn on and off from your C-Zone control panel inside the trailer. You have your steps, and remember, on the steps, you have 90 degrees, and then roll, roll, roll. You're going to roll those steps in, and then, of course, they go up underneath. To bring them out, the steps come back down. The key is keep rolling those steps, and then they'll come out. You have your front door with the screen, and again, Airstream recommends if you're going to close the door and the screen's attached, you want to attach the screen door to the front door when you're closing it. Don't slam the front door when the screen's already in. Based on the plastic here, it would be easier on that. You have deadbolt lock and the door lock. And again, I always recommend to my customers that you paint this red with fingernail polish or paint in case it gets accidentally put out. If you were to close the door, you would end up bending this or making a mark if that was not in. So we come around this side, you have your 110 outlet. This is just a vent for your Aldi system, your hot water. The Classic also has electric stabilizing jacks here, 2 front, 2 in the back. You have a storage compartment here. Around the back, more storage. You have your rear awning, and again, this is just manual, and you just pull this down, and these lock in behind the lug nut here for when you're putting the awning back up. And to bring it out, of course, reverse that. You have your backup camera. That backup camera also has sound one way. So if you're in your tow vehicle, you can hear what's going on back here, but the person back here can't talk to you. On the new Classics, you also have a camera outside your outside light here. and that is controlled from your monitor that comes with your trailer. We move around the back. Again, you have another storage compartment back here with the tools that go along with your trailer. To put just this back down, you just lift that up and that moves back down. And on the driver's side of the trailer, you have another access panel here for storage. Then you have your gray and black tanks for emptying. Black handle for the black tank. Remember, the black tank is only the toilet. And then the gray tank, gray handle, that's for everything else. Your sink, your shower. We come over here. This is for your freshwater hookup. Again, if you were going to an RV park, you would connect a potable freshwater hose here. This access panel has a key. In there is for filling up your freshwater tank. Remember, this is the tank with onboard water when you're traveling or you're boondocking that you have and you can fill up. And then this is your black tank flush connection. Again, you would use a different hose than the freshwater hose for flushing out your black tank. You have your data ports here. So you have a data port if you had something like Starlink or cable. And then this is your smart plug. You just squeeze that and you just pull that out. And to put it back in, you just squeeze it. This is the cable that comes with your trailer, and this particular one happens to be a 50 amp. Over here behind this panel is your hot and cold shower, outside shower. You also have the exhaust vent for your kitchen range hood. There are some metal tabs here you need to move when you're going to use it so the flap will work. Of course, for traveling, you put the tabs back. And then you also have an outside shade awning here that you just pull, and that comes out and just hinges in here. We'll go inside. I'll show you some of the key features inside. So as you come in, you have some controls right by the front door on the inside. This controls the outside light. This also controls your awning. You can control your awning here, put it out, bring it in. Also, you can do that on the C-zone on the wall over there. You need to remember that the two bottom ones, and it's a little bit difficult to read, but this unlocks your awning. So if you go to hit retractor or you bring your awning in or put it out and it doesn't work, always remember you need to push those two together. That unlocks it. Then you can bring your awnings out. And of course, you have light switches here. Up here, you have your couch. And again, that expands and goes down, makes into a bed. More light switches over here. You have your smoke detector. This is the fantastic fan. It's run off of your C-zone, so that's how you open and close it and set the fan speed. It does have a rain sensor, so if it starts raining, it will drop. You have for preparing food, or if you need extra counter space, that just locks in. To unlock it, you have to literally pull up and pull these two tabs down, and it'll come back down. You have your kitchen sink. It is recommended that you place these two under a cushion or under the bed when you're traveling because they will vibrate. You don't want them falling off. One thing to caution on this particular unit is if you're taller and you come in to use the sink, these can be a little bit sharp. So you need to watch your forehead so you don't end up hurting yourself. Cooktop, again, your fan, you need to open on the outside for that to work. Light convection oven here. You have your dinette here. Nice feature with this dinette is you actually electrically can bring it up and down with this button here. So that dinette will go up and down. If you bring the dinette all the way down, use the cushions, you can make it into a bed. There is a feature you need to know about, and underneath here, you pull this handle here, and this will come down, and this will act as a support brace for when the table's completely down and you want to use it as a bed. Otherwise, you just pull that up. Come over here. This is your smart TV, and it is on a swivel. There's a pull handle right here, a little black strap. You pull that down, and then the TV will come out. For traveling, you always want to make sure that TV gets locked in. And then over here is your C-Zone control panel, unique to the Classic models. And it controls everything on your trailer. During your extensive walkthrough, your delivery specialist would have went over that, but you can basically look at your pumps in here, what your fresh tank is, turn your water pump on, your batteries, your LP, it tells you if you're full or not. It has other features that you can go through. So you'll want to look at your owner's manual for a detailed explanation on this. This is your water heater and your hot water and your furnace. So the Aldi system controls that. This system controls your air conditioners. Here you would, again, hit your menu. You'll go in and you'll want to activate your hot water or your heating system in this. Again, your manuals go very extensively into these once you purchase your Airstream. You have a little spice rack here. And then on the 28 model, you can access the Aldi system and the fluids because you will need to maintain this at different times and fill up the Aldi system. It's kind of like a radiator system where you have to put fluid in there. More storage here. And then you have your Nordicold 12-volt refrigerator. Again, this works while you're driving, while it's plugged in. Your control panel up here turns it on. You also have the little white symbol here is for your freezer. The white on the bottom is for your refrigerator. This will go 1 through 5, 5 being the coldest when it's turned on. You always want to make sure that these are locked when you're traveling. You come over here, we have some storage in a closet. We have your shower. There is a vent in the shower that once you push up, you hit the black button, and that will turn it on. And then we have your bathroom here. And in the bathroom, you have more switches there. You can actually turn the water pump on here. You have a little space for dirty clothes. Your porcelain toilet with the pump to fill it up. And then you have your towel warming rod. So when the heat is on, this will actually warm your towels. And then we come towards the back. This particular model has twin beds, and each bed can be electronically raised and lowered from the 2 control buttons here. This will bring the head up and down. Same with this one here. You also have another swivel TV. You pull that little cord down, it breaks the TV away so you can turn the TV. More storage, and again, the Classic comes with a lot of the bedding and whatnot. You have USB ports on either side of the bed, and then more storage under the bed. You have 2 of these filters because this particular trailer does have 2 air conditioners. You have 4 screws. Unscrew those. This is foam in here, and you can take that out and just wash it out when it gets dirty. And that concludes your 2026 28-foot Airstream Classic.